Hi everyone and welcome back to my first season. I am originally from Turkey and now live in Montreal. My first season was in Bodrum, Turkey in the summer of 1999 and I was a kayak geo. Greg and I have a very funny story about me being a kayak geo, so please keep listening. Greg was actually my first chief of sports in Club Med, and no, I did not follow him to Montreal. My name is AJ and this is my first season.
AJ, hey, how are you?
Hey Greg, I'm fine.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, I'm very pleased to join. It's great to talk to you and I'm honored to be invited.
Oh no, I'm honored to have you, and you were so kind to say yes, because it would have crushed me if you said no. You know that, right?
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Crushed me because, like I said, my first season of Chief of Sports coincided with your first season in Club Med, and you were always so nice and kind and special that if you said no, I would have cried for a week and then wouldn't know what to do with myself, basically.
I would have never told you no.
Thank you.
You're my first boss in life. So.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So we'll get into that later. So I'd like to know, you are from Ankara, Turkey. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So we know you were living there, but what were you doing at that point, and how did you find out about Club Med?
I was a university student and I was learning French. And I was also giving private English lessons to a secondary school student. And his father was actually a GO. And he told me all about his Club Med adventures and how it would help me improve my French. And so I was looking actually for a job too for summer. So I decided to apply, and then I got a call from Club Med. And then, next thing I know, I was in Bodrum.
Okay, I'm going to back you up a bit. Was this person who told you about Club Med, was he Turkish?
Yeah, he's Turkish.
Okay. Did he tell you where he worked? Like, did he work at Khmer, or do you not remember?
Oh, I don't remember at all. No.
Okay. Now, is your degree in French? Like, did you get a degree in French studies or?
No, my degree is in translation interpretation.
Okay.
You have to do 1 year intensive French before you're admitted to the bachelor's program. So I was doing this intensive French class before the first year of university. And obviously I was very excited about speaking French and learning French and anything French. And so when my student's father told me about it, I was like, yes, I'm definitely doing this.
Okay. So what is it about I guess at what age did you become, I guess you like the French language. That's why you studied it. So is it because you find it so beautiful?
I'm interested in languages. Yeah, I love languages. And I've learned English at an early age. And then the program I was planning to attend, the translation program, was in 3 languages, Turkish, English, French. So I obviously had to learn French for this program. And it's a good thing because I'm really very interested I'm passionate about foreign languages. So for me, it doesn't feel like a job or work to learn languages. I actually enjoy it.
How many languages do you speak?
Fluently, Turkish, English, French, Italian. And
Wow.
So if I go to Mexico, I can chit chat, handle conversations in Spanish.
Okay. And I'm guessing what year, I think I recall when you immigrated to Montreal or moved to Montreal, was it 2006 or 5?
2005.
All right. And then when you got here, you realized you didn't understand how to speak French here. You didn't understand a word, I'm guessing, right? The Quebecois language is very different. You're like, hey, I speak French. Why can't I understand? Did any of that happen to you?
There were times, yes, it happened. Actually, I had a difficulty when I had my first job. My very first job in Montreal was a customer service representative, and we were receiving calls in English and in French, and people talk fast. And like you said, I mean, the accent is very different here. So I used to have customers repeat and repeat sometimes because that was not the French I was used to. And it's not just about the accent, certain expressions, like very Quebecois expressions, which I am not familiar. Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge at first, but then I adjusted.
All right, let's take you back to your first season. Now, did you have to apply to an office in Istanbul?
Yes, I actually sent my CV to the office in Istanbul. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. And then they informed me that they were actually attending the career fair at my university, and he wanted to meet me there as well as other people who are interested. So yeah, they scheduled a time for me for the interview, and I was super excited. Oh my God. I went to the interview. He didn't tell me about a specific position. He tested my French, and he kind of had a nice chat with me, what I like to do, what I want to do. He told me he gave me general information about the jobs in Club Med, the boutique sports, things like that. But I didn't know which job I was applying to. I was applying to Club Med, but I didn't know where they were going to send me. And then he told me he would call me. And then I think in a few weeks, I got a call from them. And they told me, you're going to Bodrum and you're going to be a kayak geo.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not spoil this story, because this is the best story ever. Okay, guys, you're in for a treat. All right. Okay. So, but obviously since you were from Turkey, you knew where Bodrum was, and you knew it was called the Saint-Tropez of Turkey, correct?
Oh yeah, of course. Yes.
And I'm assuming you'd been to Bodrum before, though, right?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you have to take a bus, or did they fly you from Ankara?
I took a bus. They weren't paying for the flight of local geos, I believe. So I took a night bus.
Oh boy, how long did that take?
I think it's about like a 7-8 hour bus ride from Ankara to Bodrum. So yeah, I arrived in early morning to the.
Okay, so I'm going to say what I remember of our encounter. Okay, then I want your point of view. Okay, because and listeners, this is 100% true. AJ will fill me in if I forget something, but I'm going to say what I remember. So I think, yes, we might have saw each other, but I recall vividly meeting you on the beach because you were kayak geo. And just so you know, the beach in Bodrum is very unforgiving. It wasn't really sand. It was big rocks, right? You get to the beach and you introduce, hi, I'm Greg. Hi, I'm AJ. And then you ask me, where are the boats? Currently, we were looking out at the water, and the water was full of boats. Okay. It was the guillettes, these, is that how you pronounce it? The guillette? Nice wooden boats everywhere in the water. And I'm like, okay, they're right there. And you had this very confused look on your face, kind of shaking your head. And then you said, no, the water ski boats. And I said, we don't have water ski boats in Bodrum. Then you said, but I'm kayak geo. And you were literally standing right next to the kayaks. Okay. And I thought, is she blind? Like, does she not? Okay. Did they send me a blind person? Okay. And then another confused look on your face. And so maybe you can fill in the blanks later, but after a very Abbott and Costello routine back and forth, it wasn't evident, but we realized that the word kayak, is a Turkish word. Kayak means ski. Now, since Bodrum was a summer village and not a snow ski village, obviously you weren't there to snow ski. You thought you would be there to water ski. You were a water ski geo. Am I right so far?
Oh my God, you're right. Yes.
And to make it worse, the kayaks were not the nice yellow, slim, lightweight plastic ones you see in the resorts. These were very, very old. I'd never seen kayaks like this. They were probably twice the size. Yes. Very, very like fiberglass, heavy kayaks. And you to me, you looked about 88 pounds, soaking wet. You were so skinny. I don't know. Do you remember your weight back? Like your weight hasn't fluctuated at all. Yeah. Women, I know you just had a baby. Congratulations. You didn't gain a pound. Women must really hate you, AJ. Okay. Because you look like a 99. I'm not kidding. I'm not saying that to compliment you overly, but your weight did not change. But do you remember what you weighed back then?
Oh my God. I was very light. Yeah. I've always been like that. And I was very, very skinny.
Okay. Now let's take it from your point of view. So you get to the beach. Just fill me in if I forgot something, like, because I know that you must remember it differently, or did you remember it the same? Or
I remember it pretty much the same. It's very vivid in my mind because when I was told on the phone I was going to be the kayak geo, I was quite stressed out.
Why?
Thinking that I was going to be the water ski geo.
Did you not know how to water ski?
Of course not. And I told him.
Okay. Now this is making sense.
And so he's like, you're going to Bodrum, you're going to be the water, like kayak geo. And I'm like, so what does a kayak geo do? well, you'll teach people kayak and you'll watch them when you do kayaks. I'm like, yeah, but I've never done it in my whole life. I've never been on a kayak. Again, thinking kayak means water ski.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You learn. And I was like, oh, okay, just know what you're getting yourself into.
So the Turkish language. So so kayak.
Kayak means ski.
Ski.
Yes. Like when you want to say you're going to ski, you say, I'll do kayak.
But you would use the same. Okay. I don't know if the roots are English for kayak, but if you were in Turkey and you pointed to the yellow plastic boat on the beach, that's also a kayak, right?
Well, for me, it's a canoe. Like we would say canoe.
Canoe. Okay, got it. Okay, so
at least 20 years ago, that's the word. I don't know.
Okay. So you arrive as my water ski Geo, and you've never water skied in your life. Okay.
No, and I was told I was going to teach water ski.
Yes.
So.
And do you remember asking me where are the boats, and we were looking at boats on the
my God. So I took the bus. I'm there. I'm like, okay, I'll learn it. It's not rocket science, I guess, but I'm really stressed. So yeah, we go to the beach together. And so I remember asking you, so where are the kayaks? And you told me they're there. And they're like, yeah, but where?
Right.
And then there. And then again, yeah, but I don't see them. And I was like, what is...
They were immediately under your nose. They were immediately under your nose to your left. That's what I recall.
Yeah, I know. And then finally, we cleared the,
yes, the air.
Meaning actually the canoes, like canoe in my mind. And I took a deep breath. I'm like, okay, so this is it. Like these are kayaks. And then I think we were saying, I was telling you, I thought I was going to, be the responsible for the water skis, and then we cleared out.
On top of that, responsible.
It took exactly, but it took 10, 15 minutes.
Yes.
They are. Where are they? Here they are. I'm like,
yes. Now, yeah. So here's the part, and this is like a huge compliment to you, and this is why I told this story for so many years, because you were about 88 pounds soaking wet. The beach was not sand, it was rocks, big rocks. I thought, oh, this poor girl is not going to last 2 days. I actually said that to myself because, and rightfully so, it's not what you signed up for. If the kayaks were the normal Club Med ones, no problem, but they were heavy for me, okay, and anyone. And to do that all day long, I thought, oh my God, and I wouldn't blame you, but to your testament, to your fortitude, to your character, you lasted the entire season, thereby, earning my eternal gratitude and, toughness, I could not have been more impressed with you. That's the honest truth, AJ. Totally,
thank you so much.
I don't know how you did it. I know it was hard because I remember seeing you some days, and Turkey's not cold. It's the hot summer. How hot does it get in the summer? Do you remember?
Oh my God. I think in the shadow, it was 40, 45 degrees. And it's hot. It depends on where you are in Turkey, but Bodrum is the southern.
Yes.
And it's hot. And when I hot, it is really, 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 really hot. I remember I got really tanned. Oh my God. During these 3 months. Yeah.
But you did it. And like I said, you're one of the toughest people I know. So man, but
it was a pleasure. I mean, it was really hard. Although it was very hard, and sometimes I dreaded to go to the beach because it was hot and, it was a tough job for me, but it was also my first job. And I'm like, I cannot just leave my first job. I mean, I think I was also trying to prove myself that, I started something and I'm going to finish it and I'll do it right. So. And
you always had a smile on your face. If it was showing, you never showed it to me,
I'm a happy girl.
Yes, I would say, yeah. Always smile on your face. Now, did you have any kind of, I guess the majority of the guests were French that summer. Did you have any kind of Club Med culture shock or any culture shock, or you were used to Europeans? Did anything surprise you your first week or 2 weeks at all?
Well, I was very young and...
How old were you?
I was 17 and a half.
Oh, you were? Okay. Yeah. I thought you had to be 18 to go to Club Med. Okay.
I don't know, but I think it's like the water ski. Oh, you're not. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Well, I mean, was I shocked? I remember just feeling very, very happy. I was just happy every day because I've always had an interest in foreign people, tourists, and foreign anything that is foreign. So I was very happy to be surrounded by people who are from different cultures. But I wasn't thinking that I was going to do the shows. Like I didn't know the Club Med culture, like the work structure there. I thought I was just going to work on the beach and then say goodbye. You know, the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah.
I didn't know we were going to do the shows. I didn't know about the GM contact. I didn't know I would do departures and arrivals. So, and actually, I remember I saw my name on the board for a rehearsal for a show, and I was like, why? So anyways, I was saying, Karanishi was a sweetheart, and
Yes, yes.
if it wasn't up to her, like I would have had serious thoughts about joining the shows. But she was so nice and so encouraging. I ended up liking doing the shows, although I'm a very timid person.
And I can't recall. Like I think that summer you were supposed to have days off, but I don't think. Did you get one once a week? Because there was a bit of a kerfuffle there for all the geos, not just you. But did you get one day off?
I think I was in a show every week.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah. And then I remember my friend Gözde. Do you remember Gözde?
Oh yes, of course.
They made a joke. I was really shocked. They said, AJ, I saw your name on the board. It's just you on the stage and you're going to do belly dancing.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I'm like, no way.
Isn't that something Guzde used to do? Well, Guzde.
He really shocked me. And I actually used the F word. We were eating
F word.
on the table.
Fudge?
I was so shocked. Yeah.
Now, was she joking with you, or this is actually true?
No. She was joking with me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's funny because that's something Guzde would do. Because what I remember of Guzde, and you will probably agree, she probably had one of the most photogenic faces I've ever seen. Right?
Yes.
Whenever a photographer came to the village, whether it was for the Club Med brochure or whatever, Guzde was always featured because you won't. It's hard to, someone more photogenic. I don't know. Those eyes.
She had a very beautiful face. She was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always wondered why she didn't become like a top model in Turkey. Maybe she didn't want to do that line of work, but she easily could have, made a lot of money off her face for sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Definitely. Yeah.
And you had the sports team in Bodrum, like since it was my first season chief of sports, was very small, but it was a very tight knit group, and you had a good beach team.
There was Moose.
Yes.
Sasha, I don't remember the other names.
Sasha was from France, right?
I think he was a mix of France and Canada.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Telling that he was going to Calgary in winters, and
that's right. Yeah.
He would spend summers basically in Europe. Yeah.
So what did you think of the crazy signs when you first saw them, that, these things you had to do 3, 4, 5 times a day? What did you think about that?
Well, I was quite timid. I couldn't believe I actually had to do these signs and dances in front of people. I mean, I really, I was a very timid person, and I haven't even left home for a weekend before I started working for Club Med. But everybody was doing it, and I ended up liking them. I actually thought that it was fun later on, but I had no clue. I was totally clueless about this show and contact part of the job.
Well, you helped me, you helped put me at ease. Like when I got to Bodrum, I was terrified to talk to any Turkish geo, and I'll tell you why. Because when you come from the outside and you go to the Istanbul office, they tell you everything you cannot do or say in Turkey. And I traveled a little, maybe not that much, but it's only in Turkey that I had I was terrified to even touch the money. I was terrified to go buy a photo of Kemal Ataturk if it was crooked. You actually put me at ease. You and all the other Turkish geos could not have been nicer, I would say, to me. So
yeah, but I mean, people are there to have a good time, and we're a team. I think Istanbul office is telling all these things to you so that but after a couple of drinks, I don't think people can
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, some was it Raki? Raki? That was the
Raku. Oh my God.
Raku.
Yeah.
Raku. Yeah, I never got used to it. Okay.
I mean, neither. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I can't drink it. We
I,
were drinking pastis on the beach. Do you remember at the end of
yes.
they
Yes.
would open up a bottle of pastis and with some GMs and the sailing team.
Yeah, some merguez sometimes on the barbecue. And I remember
Yeah.
lunch. My God, was it just in Bodrum, the wasp problem? Like, so many wasps. Is that common? And they would put out things
Um,
to trap the wasps to not have them fly around so much. Do you remember that?
well, Western Turkey. I mean, not in just in Bodrum. I would go to Izmir and places close to Izmir in summers, and there were a lot of wasps and bees and it's in summer they're everywhere.
So when you were talking with the French guests at lunch or dinner, were they impressed with your French?
Yeah, and I actually liked the GM contact. But again, I just wanted to speak French and I wanted to improve my accent, sound French. And I was really feeling happy when they asked me if I lived in France. And I made myself a lot of friends, actually. I'm still in touch with some of them, GMs.
Oh, nice.
A few Belgians, a few French, yeah. Nice. I mean, there are times, obviously, they were angry. And
what? No.
if something didn't go as they wish, and no spot for the windsurfing class, but they would calm down very quick.
Yeah, well, they were, very, I'd say, demanding in that. Well, it's a beautiful resort, so the clientele I thought was very demanding. I remember just being one story about just being chief of sport, changing my view of being chief of village was I was standing next to Patricia Moretti, the chief of village. We were doing something at the pool, some very beautiful show, and I was there to translate for the English guests or whatever. And so the spotlight is on us, but at the back row from behind the pool, I see someone snaking their way all the way to come to us. And I don't know who it is. As this person gets closer, I see it's a GM. Okay. It's an elderly woman. Now she's not smiling. She's looking angry. She makes her way, pushing her way, like pushing people aside, a sea of people to get to Patricia, who's like talking on the mic live. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And she says something to Patricia. Patricia shakes her head. And I said, what'd she say? She said, she wants me to tell everyone at the pool to sit down because she's sitting down at the back of them and she wants to see.
Oh,
and
wow.
I said, okay, I don't want to be a chief of village. Okay. Have to deal with but that was kind of common an occurrence that season. But overall, everyone was nice. Sure. I thought, it was a great season. Very short. And for them, it didn't rain once. I don't call raining once. So there was nothing really to complain about in that resort.
Yeah, actually, I remember a Turkish GM. He wanted to sail with someone who knows sailing on catamarans. I actually asked him if he knew swimming. And for some, I just felt I had to ask this question. Usually people, they mention they know swimming or we give them life jackets. But I just instinctively thought, oh, maybe I should verify with this guy whether he knows swimming or not. And he said no. He didn't know to swim. And he went on he wanted to go on a catamaran. And obviously I didn't put his name. He wasn't happy. And I remember talking to Moose. Okay, what are we doing? This guy doesn't know to swim, but he wants to sail. And we didn't let him sail, though. That was the only stressful moment I actually remember on the beach because he was really not happy.
Well, that was a good call. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if he capsizes, then,
Well, I mean, it's not a good idea to be in water.
Well, yeah.
If you don't know swimming, even with
I think, this is where I ask for funny stories from, if you recall anything funny. And I think you shared one with me, if you wouldn't mind sharing it.
Yeah, sure.
Involving the chief, right? Something in front of the chief of village's residence. Okay.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
We'll situate. So since the village was so small, if I recall, like Patricia lived right at the entrance of the village. Really, there was like a roundabout for a driveway, and she was maybe second floor. So one night, right in front of. Well, you can take it up from the point where one night you were directly right in front of her place at night, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually walking to my room, and there was this good-looking Belgian GM walking me. And so at some point we stopped. I said I was, that's where I park because my building is that way. It's close to the roundabout, actually. And then he gave me a kiss goodnight. So we kissed, obviously. And I didn't know I was kissing this guy right in front of the chief of village's house. So anyways, I don't know if it was the next day, but yeah, the geo meeting we were having, Patricia mentioned it. I mean, she didn't mention my name, but she said, oh, you can do whatever you want in privacy. You can kiss whoever you want, but just not in front of my house. So I was like, oops, that's me.
Well, no, you weren't alone. You weren't alone because that season I think I was the only one who didn't take a day off because I really wanted to improve the sports notes. And I remember like one of the odd times I go to the disco, I won't say the one of my geos, I won't say what team she was on, but she was kissing a geo literally right in front of me and got so angry with me when I asked her to like, can you go somewhere where no one's watching? She's like, she got so mad that I said that to her. Like she thought you could, do PDA no matter where, so yeah, that was funny too.
Yeah, but in my mind, because there wasn't really anyone around, and
sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's public, but there's no one. So
yeah, you didn't do it in the disco in front of 70 people like she did.
Yeah, but I did it apparently in front of the chief of the village's house, and she behind her window.
Well, yeah, I mean, but she was cool about stuff like that. I had worked with her.
She was very nice.
I'd worked with her for a year in '96 in the Bahamas, so she. There was some that might have been tougher, but no, she was cool.
No, she was a sweetheart. I really shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You have any more funny stories from your first season? We'll get into your other seasons, but do you have any more that you wanted to share?
I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember.
Because as you told me, that season in Bodrum was your first and last as a sports team geo, correct?
And then I switched to excursions.
Why did you switch to excursion?
Well, because I thought sports was very tough, and being under the sun all the time, I don't know. I just felt I should have an office job. Maybe it would fit better to my background and my qualifications. Because, I mean, I don't know to sail. I don't know to windsurf. I mean, there might be
or water ski
for that matter. Yeah, there might be people who will be just better than me.
Now, so this Bodrum closes. So we did the opening and closing. Now, did you think you were going to take a break, or did you immediately get a second season like for October, November?
No, because I had to attend university.
Okay.
So I went back to school basically after the season. And then this next summer, I applied again. No, actually, I didn't apply. They called me if I want to work again. And I, of course, said yes, because I really had a good time in my first season. And they actually sent me to Foča as a geo. Yeah.
That's another summer village, right?
Yeah. It's northern west of part of Turkey.
And what year was that?
Was 1999.
Well, no, wait, we were in Bodrum in 99. So if you went back to school,
it was it was 2000.
Okay, 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And excursions. How many excursions were there in Foča?
Oh, a lot of excursions. It's actually a great village to do excursions. I think it's closed now. Quite a few actually. I think 8 or 9 excursions in total.
Do you have any excursion horror stories? Something that went wrong? I love when stuff goes wrong.
I have an excursion, like a horror story was the guide at the beginning of the season. This guy was just drinking 24/7.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I actually I had he didn't show up to one of the excursions. And thank God it was not a very big excursion. It was not a very big group, and it was not a historical site excursion, because that requires a guide with a badge. We were just taking the guests to the bazaar, to the marketplace, And so I'm waiting, and he's not showing up. I call him, no answer. I call his room, there's nothing. And I said, you know what? I guess I'm just taking the people to the marketplace. Anyways, yeah, he basically just fell asleep. He was drunk again the night before. And but I had a good time. I actually had fun. I was very stressed out. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't even been there. Like, I hope I won't lose people. You know? No, it went well. People were nice. The marketplace is not impressive. Like, it was, I don't know why they had this excursion. It was just like in any regular marketplace you would find anywhere in the world. And I remember we were receiving sometimes negative comments from people like, why did you take us there? You know, like, I think the point was to show them local life. It's really not interesting. So not only I was stressed out about losing people, and also like having to deal with their negative comments after that. But yeah, that was my horror story.
Well,
actually, this guide, he was let go for obvious reasons, and we had a great one.
I should ask you this about your first season, because I if I recall, one of our pastimes was you would try to teach me how to pronounce your last name, and I was always screwing it up. I think it took all summer till I might have gotten close to it. So do people? So it's not just me, right? People have a hard time pronouncing it correctly.
People, my last name is like my curse. People had a hard time pronouncing it in Turkey, in my native country, and they have a hard time pronouncing it in Canada. But at least in Canada, they're used to exotic last names, so they kind of make an effort. But yeah, I have a very complicated last name.
Is it Turkish, your last name?
Yeah, it is Turkish.
Okay.
Has Eastern European background. Like,
okay.
Tepedelenli is a town in Albania, you know, the country in the Balkans.
Yes.
And Tepedelenli means a person from Tepedelen. So I can find it is a little bit complicated for Turks as well, but they would butcher it. Like, they would literally butcher my last name.
Okay.
I was actually called once Tepelendi, which means someone who is kicked out.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
I must have said that a few times. Okay.
I was telling myself, if I get married, I'm going to change my last name, but in Quebec, it's illegal to change your last name. Like,
so, well, no, like well, not legal. As everyone knows, I changed my last name, but Quebec doesn't let you choose the name you want. That's the kicker. You spend a lot of money, and not only that, they could refuse you, but you have to actually choose your mother's maiden name. Like, if you're born in Quebec, yeah, it's not like in the States. You can call yourself Baba Kazoo Malbulu, and that's fine. But no, in Quebec, they tell you what you can call yourself, and you can't pick your own middle name either. Like, I had to drop my middle name, so.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, that's the thing. You have to pay a lot of money, and
yes,
decide if you should, you can, you're allowed, whatever. It's
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a huge process, and then like, so I was finally accepted, and then you have to go about changing all your ID that you've had all your life, passport, and driver's Medicare.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many seasons overall did you do in Club Med?
4 seasons. Yeah.
So after Focha, where did they send you, or where did you want to go?
I went to Palmier, and I went to Kuşadası.
Okay, Palmier is huge, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah. I was in Kuşadası in 2001. So when were you there?
It was my last season when I graduated in 2000. Yeah, it was 2002.
Okay, we missed each other by a year. Okay.
I know, right? But I think you were. No, I think I was in Foça and you were in Kuşadası. Do I remember this right?
Well, no, like I was in 2001 in Kuşadası. You said you were in Foça in 2000.
Yeah.
But I came. No, you weren't there because I came. We drove to Foça to challenge. My friend Joker was there, and we challenged them to a volleyball game. So you were not there. I would have known. So yeah, you were there in 2000. Did you like Kuşadası? I thought it was a nice place.
Sure, it was okay. It was not my favorite village, to be honest. It was not the type of client. I don't know. For some reason, encountered the most difficult GMs in Kuşadası, but
Oh,
it's a coincidence. And the rooms were very far. I remember, like the geo rooms. It
yes.
was far to get there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I had a scooter in
And I had
that
a
village.
oh my God, she was a character and a half.
Who was?
My boss in Kuşadası.
Oh, okay.
Like I really thought about quitting, but I didn't.
Who was your chief of village there?
It was, oh my God, I forgot. He's a French Algerian guy. The chief of the village was nice. It's just my excursion boss was.
Was there a certain chief of village you click with the most? Like as favorite? Let's just focus on your positive. So which chief of villages did you?
Oh, I
Was
think I
there
liked
some
them all.
you like them all? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had good memories. Like I don't remember being unhappy at any club med. I think overall they were all very nice. But again, Patricia was my first chief of village, and there was something about her. She was also sometimes like very mummy-like, and
Yeah, she had that.
I mean, she was young, but just
And
energy.
if you could get her to laugh, there was nothing better than the sound of her laugh, right?
Yeah.
Like getting her GMs to laugh, that's easy. But if you could get her to laugh and then she'd laugh, that was I was always trying to make her laugh. Didn't always work.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I can tell Patricia was my favorite chief of village.
Were there any Turkish celebrities that came through Turkey at any of the villages you were at?
Oh yeah, actually, there's this singer and the musician. His name is Ozan Doğulu. He's actually
He's not the one that did that Turkish crazy sign we used to dance to, right? Who was the name of that guy again? Remember that? Kiss Kiss?
No, Tarkan. No, that was not him.
It wasn't
No,
Tarkan.
no,
Okay.
Tarkan is like the very big star of Turkey. He's internationally known too in some certain countries too. But the musician I'm talking about, he's important. Like he's a very well known too. Or Ozan Doğulu with his manager, and his brother is a big shot in Turkey too. He's a very well known.
So were all the Turkish geos in the resort going gaga? So you recognized them right away?
No, we recognized him right away for sure. And he would come and chat at my excursion desk. I think he came to Club Med when I was doing excursions. Yeah, he was nice, but people didn't go necessarily crazy about him. I mean, they were like, "Oh, he's there, yes," but nobody really disturbed him. I think he had a good time, and he actually liked not being, talked to all the time by Turks.
Okay, got it. I'm going to ask you a present day question.
Yeah.
To this day, so your last season was in 2001. Do you ever have the same recurring dream that you are back at Club Med working? Does you ever dream about this?
Oh, of course I do. It never left me.
Okay, I'd like it to leave, but it hasn't yet. But because I'm always working. I'm not on vacation. I'm working.
No, but I think you know what? I actually went to Club Med twice for vacations, and I had a great time.
You did? Where'd you go?
I went. I was in Turkey. I went to Cappadocia.
Oh yes, beautiful.
Kind of little Club Med there, hotel, and I went to Turks and Caicos.
Okay, so this would be the first time you went to a non-Turkish Club Med.
Yeah.
Did you like Turks and Caicos?
Great. I loved it, but I think I really had fun when I was working there too, and I think it was more fun when I was a GO than I was a GM.
You had more fun as a GM?
No, as a GO.
Okay, but you went to Turks and Caicos as a GM?
That's right.
What year were you there? Do you remember?
It was 2000. It was actually after a breakup.
Okay, 2008. Okay. Did you get to see Jojo, the wild dolphin?
Of course I did. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I actually did scuba diving for the first time in Turks and Caicos. Yeah.
Oh, really? Did you try water skiing for the first time as well?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Still no water ski. Okay.
Still no water ski. I resist. I'm so traumatized. I still resist.
Okay. You would love it though. It's so fun.
Oh, yeah.
So did you like the fact?
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you like the fact that it was an adult village, no kids around when you went to Turks and Caicos?
Yeah, it was adult village, no kids.
Did you like that?
I kind of like it when kids don't run around and shout. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. I met very nice people. I actually have a friend now, one of my very good friends whom I met there. And no, everything was great. I loved Turks and Caicos, and I loved being at Club Med again. The chief of the village was a Canadian guy from Quebec. And I remember actually he was picking something like a paper, like a chocolate paper somebody dropped or left on the beach. And it's so funny because when I saw him picking it up, I was like, oh, I didn't see this. It's as if, I felt like I was working there and I had to, pick it up myself. And
Okay.
I didn't do it and I didn't see it. I kind of started making explanations to the chief of the village, and I'm there on a vacation, not working.
Well, does it ever happen? You hear a song from Club Med, like Tarkan, let's just say, like you're in a grocery store and you immediately either start dancing or try to prevent yourself from dancing side to side, clapping your hands. Does this happen to you?
Well, no, but I was, and I still am. I'm super friendly. Oh my God. I go into the store and I'm like, hey, how are you? And it's
To strangers?
yeah.
Okay.
Especially right after the season, like the season ends, I go back to Ankara and I'm extremely friendly. I remember like smiling at strangers and I was misunderstood a few times, but yeah, that's the Club Med effect, I guess.
All right. Big question. Did you find that I use the word magical a lot, so forgive me. Okay. Did you find that your first season was magical in any way compared to the other ones? Or do you just like them all? Do you like them all the same? Or was there one that stood out for you?
I enjoyed all my experiences, but definitely the first season stood out with me. I think it was the best and the most fun season, and I learned a lot about life and myself and people during that first season. And it was my first working experience. Yeah, it was fantastic. I liked the other seasons, but it never felt the same.
Yeah, and just to be clear, because you emphasized this in your intro. Yes, you did not, because I was your first chief of sport and first boss. You did not follow me to Montreal. Okay.
No, I did
So,
not follow you to Montreal.
how did you decide on, like, what was the impetus? What made you say, you know what, I want to try living in Montreal?
I actually, I've always wanted to live abroad out of curiosity. I loved my life in Turkey too. I actually had a pretty good job. I was working for United Nations, but there was
Oh,
always,
really?
yeah,
Were you a translator?
yes. And but there was a part of me who was just wanting to go abroad and live there and experience a different country. I just didn't know which country to start from. And then I was still studying at university. My mother got a scholarship from Université de Québec de Montréal. Sorry, not from UQAM. She got a scholarship from Agence de la Francophonie to do a postdoctoral study at UQAM.
Wait, your mom has a PhD?
Yeah.
In what?
In linguistics.
Oh, okay. Oh, so is that where you got the?
Yeah, that's where I got my interest in film.
Okay, so your mom did a postdoc in Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And she went there with my sister, and I stayed with my dad. And when she came back, she was like, okay, we're immigrating to Canada. I found a country for you. I wanted to live abroad, and that would be great for all the family. So we started the process, and it took about 2 years. And then, yeah, we arrived in Montreal. I was the first person to arrive in Montreal in family. I stayed with a friend, and then I rented the apartment, and then my family followed me 2 months later.
Yeah, and I think you wrote me because I remember meeting you for drinks in a bar, and I was so shocked and happy that what are the odds, like
I know, right?
the girl who I thought was going to quit the job in 2 days lasted the season, and here we are all these years later, having a drink in Montreal. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable, actually. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's how it happened. And I never left Montreal, and I made Canada my new home. I got married a few years ago. Have a Canadian baby now.
Yay! Yeah, I just want your listeners to know you could be in the warm sunshine right now, but you chose Montreal, so that just proves how even more tougher you are. Okay.
Oh well, I'm actually questioning this now.
Yes.
Winter, especially this year.
Yes.
I kind of question my life choices.
It's totally
For the past
normal.
month.
I do it every winter. When winter comes, I say, why did I leave Club Med? It happens to all of us. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yes, yes. The good
Yeah.
news is it's almost over because February is here. It's a very short month. So March is really the last month of winter. So you just got to make it another month and a half and it's all over.
Yeah. I'm hoping to survive. I actually started skiing, not water skiing, but
Okay, this is
so it
good.
helps.
So do you like it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. My
Where do
husband
you go? Which mountain do you go to?
into it.
Sorry?
Brahman.
Oh,
To
Broma.
Brahman.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And did you fall down a lot when you were learning?
Not a lot, a few times, but no, I didn't have dangerous falls.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I don't take chances. It's not that I learned now I'm going to go to the most difficult mountain. So, I start easy and then
Yes.
and I'm still at intermediate. I'm hoping to take a few classes to improve my ski, but I actually love it and it helped me love Canadian winter.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't care if I never snowboard again. Okay. I'm not going out. Okay. So before I let you go, because you've been so kind with your time, I don't want to am I forgetting to ask you anything about your Club Med experience or just something you wanted to say? I didn't ask you, now's the time, or did we cover it all did we cover everything?
We covered pretty much all, but I just want to say that you were also the first Canadian I've ever met in my life.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and you made a quite an impression. I was like, oh my God, they're all like that. Great.
Was it my long blonde hair that I used to have back then and I miss? Was it that?
I can listen. I actually saw you before we were introduced. I remember walking towards the reception and I saw this tall, blonde, good-looking guy. I'm like, who is this? And yeah, and then when I was introduced, he was like, wow, is this my boss?
Well, thank you. That makes me so happy. Okay. I don't get that anymore, but thank you for that. Okay. Now it's like, that's my boss. Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
I had a good-looking boss. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I'm a hardworking person now. I love working.
Okay. So that's why you stayed on the beach. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you were the sweetest, AJ. You still are. Thank you. So thank you for not changing ever.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's great to talk to you too. Yeah. Remind great memories.
Yeah, you taught me some Turkish. Teşekkür ederim. You taught me my
Oh, you still remember, yeah.
Of course. Got a good teacher. All right, everyone. Well, thanks again, AJ, for sharing your story with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me, Greg. It was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
everyone,
great.
that was AJ from Turkey, now living in Montreal. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.